Welcome back again, everybody. This is Elbion once again, and we are continuing our review of the Apex Season 4 Grand Finals between GC Busan and RunAway. This is Map 3. This is, of course, as you can see, Hanamura. The series is currently tied, GC Busan at 1, RunAway at 1. RunAway just had a not super dominant victory in Hollywood, but, they were able to finish with like a minute and a half more than GC Busan. Which allowed them to actually get a second attack on Hollywood, and they were able to take the map in convincing enough fashion. So now this is kind of a defining map of the series where RunAway takes the very securely takes the momentum for themselves, and they look a lot more kind of upbeat. And the defeat on this map for GC Busan forces them to change tactics later on in the series, as we will talk about. But for now. Going to Hanamura for GC Busan was a little bit interesting for me. GC Busan is a team who has shown the ability to play Horizon Lunar Colony quite well. And I don't believe we've seen RunAway on it. So I was a little bit surprised there. They obviously must know something I don't. Maybe RunAway has been practicing Lunar Colony, and I just didn't know about it, which is, certainly possible. But yeah. Oh, what the heck? Oh, that was weird. I don't know what the hell I don't know what the hell I had selected for the spacebar. Anyways, so RunAway playing the same comp that I've played pretty much the whole series. Standard ass dive, and GC Busan is going for Soldier and Ana. So, let's see. Hopefully they give me a view of it in a second here. Are they not going to? Really? Okay, well, that was actually pretty decent. That was a pretty decent view there. I can work with that. So, oh my god, there's a fucking basket in the way. God damn it, there was a basket in the way? I didn't even... Man. Alright, I'll do it with the silhouettes. Oh, okay, there's Ana. So, GC Busan, as you can see, is running a much longer range composition. They have Ana over Zen, and they have Soldier over Genji. So there's obviously a lot of, kind of long-range damage that can be thrown in, as well as Ana gives a surprising amount of choke point control because the threat of Biotic Grenade smacking your whole team is pretty scary. So they had the Soldier and the Ana set up, though, on kind of the right side of the point, the building for the point is kind of right here, and the Ana was up in this room up here, and of course now she has jumped down, and the Soldier was over here, it looks like, and he is running that way. Basically what is happening is RunAway is pathing through this little structure here. They're kind of going up, and then they're going to go back that way up the stairs, and they're going to come around, and they will end up in this room up here if they want to, or they'll end up on the bridge here. But basically this pathway here, it forces the Ana out of the position that she's in, and pretty much every single Ana player, I can't think of any Ana players or teams that don't put Ana up in this room when they're playing Hanamura A. And basically, they're pathing in such a way to force the Ana out of position, right? Because if Hagapim stays there, he is going to die. So, do they even actually go up the stairs? No, they don't actually. Yeah, that's right. So they see that they force Hagapim out of position, and Hagapim is in a relatively good spot now, actually, right here. But the problem is that Gesture is a little bit overextended right now because it looks like Huyal runs out of defense matrix because... Oh, no. Actually, wait. No, he's still a defense matrix up. What on earth happened? Did Gesture leave his own bubble, I think? I mean, one, Gesture's not able to be healed because Lucio is protecting his backline, as Lucio should. And Ana doesn't have a sightline to Gesture, as well as the Winston bubble there is going to block stuff from hitting Gesture. But it looks like there's defense matrix, but I think defense matrix was down. I think Huyal put it back up there, but I'm pretty sure he was no longer protecting Gesture. So Gesture gets taken down, which is pretty critical because, of course, now there is no Winston. And RunAway is going to be able to kind of push GC Busan off the point as they kind of, force them in this way. Stitch and Prophet kind of doing their thing, fighting on the side of the point, of course. And they're forced to concede kind of some capture percentage here. Ooh, Haksal. That was a little bit gutsy. Haksal gets tagged by Hagapim's Ana. Hagapim's Ana is actually really good. But that kind of initial pick onto Gesture, and then kind of the nice, kind of pushing GC Busan around that RunAway did, where with kind of the pressure on different sides, they force GC Busan's particularly the Ana and the Soldier, kind of out of the positions they want to be in, worked out really well, and they're able to take that point in, what is that, minute and 20 seconds. They didn't, it was pretty much the first push. Yeah, so Stitch doing the standard tracer thing on the side. I don't believe Prophet matches him this time. No. Yeah, no, Prophet's looking at the other flank. So Stitch, oh, but Hureg finds him. Okay, so Stitch does get out. But Stitch, normally you have your tracer looking for the enemy tracer, but that time the Soldier found him and then Huyel's Diva followed up. So that works out. And Hureg, Hureg makes the call here. He sees all the players up on this high ground here, and he runs this way, and he tries to path up to this high ground up here, right? Because this is then the next place he wants to be, because he knows that the members of RunAway will eventually, at some point, need to leave this high ground and get down onto the point. So if he can set up on this high ground, he has really good sight lines. It's basically, there's nothing blocking, and he'll be able to drop his tac visor, which he's going to have soon. But it looks like, to me, the communication from, I don't know, Hoxall, maybe Janu, they see Hureg running that way because Stitch is right here, and then Stitch turns around and runs that way. Maybe I should actually switch to yellow for this point. Yeah, I think I'll switch to yellow. But Stitch then runs that way to stop Hureg from getting up here. As you see, he turns around, goes over there, and now the two of them are fighting. And we can see Hureg's health here is going to drop pretty significantly as Stitch kind of gets the drop on him. Hureg drops his biotic field, and he's able to eventually make progress forward. So Hureg does actually get up onto the high ground, which is a little bit scary right now. But the sound barrier gets dropped for RunAway. But that, oh man, Hoggypune, that sleep dart saved him. That sleep dart probably saved the point, honestly, because he's able to stay up. And then Hoxall actually turns into a free pick. And Hureg, this whole time, we don't see him, but he was on the high ground doing damage. Because he dropped his tac visor, yeah. He dropped his tac visor, so, because Stitch ends up, Stitch only forced the biotic field out of him, and Stitch went and took the health pack, and then went back and fought on the point. He didn't continue to pressure Hureg. And I think that's a mistake. I think you need to have someone keep an eye on the Soldier, especially because Hureg has shown time and time again that he's capable of, finding those flank opportunities and getting up behind the enemy team. So Prophet kind of bouncing around. I think Prophet was looking for Stitch there, but Stitch is not going that route. All right, so they get up on the high ground. GC Busan kind of contests it. They have their tanks dancing right here on, that's, wow, very convoluted camera shot. But they have their tank, oh my god damn it. It's possible to get a good camera shot. But they have their tanks dancing right on the edge of the ledge here. And the reason why is because then Hoggypune, from his position of safety, way the fuck down in the spawn, is able to heal them. The reason the Ana, by the way, holds the position that she is in, all the way in that corner, is because she can run to spawn very easily, and in spawn she is safe. So basically she is home base very close to her. So, but that position also, the tanks can get healed by Ana there, and they never even drop, below, I don't know, 80% health. Closer, actually, I forgot to mention it, has switched to Zen, and what happens is the Zen and the Ana hold opposite corners of the... they hold by the opposite doors, right? There are two doors for the people in spawn, for the defenders that they come out of, right? There's a door kind of over here in spawn, and then there's a door right here. And the Ana, we can see a little bit of blue. Here's the Ana. She holds this door, and the Zen holds by this door. And because Ana here has the sight lines up to the high ground here, so she can heal, Zen can look through this kind of stairway and heal people. And then they both have a pathway to run out to, as well as, it gives a pretty good support crossfire, and it gives a lot of long-range healing. So it works out really well. And there is so much kind of damage and utility in this support duo. If you get hit with Biotic Grenade and you're a Discord Orb, there's basically no chance you live, because you're not going to be healed, you're taking extra damage, it's pretty brutal. That was bad. Yeah, that misses pretty badly, but I don't know. Hoxall gets chunked super low. Okay, he finally gets healed up. The Biotic Grenade comes out. The Biotic Grenade... Oh, wait, no, that's close to trance. Never mind. The Biotic Grenade from Hoggypune, though, saved Gesture, I'm pretty sure. And the Nano Boost onto Tracer, I don't believe was... Oh, no, that was his intended target. That was 100% intended. Damn, okay. I don't like Nano Boosted Tracer. I would have preferred to see Nano Boost on the Soldier, who's up on the high ground, or even onto the Monkey. Because Nano Boost onto the Monkey, actually, would have guaranteed that Jester had a Primal Rage for the next fight. I guess he's going to. Okay, yeah, he was... He gets it because he was really close anyways, but... I don't know. I just think there are better targets. Nano Monkey is absolutely brutal to deal with, and Nano Soldier is also pretty brutal to deal with. Especially since Hurek was in a flanking position. That amount of damage hitting you from the back is just gonna end the fight. And there goes the Tac Visor. Hurek backs off to deal with the Pulse Bomb, but oh man. This Pulse Bomb, if he hits that Pulse Bomb, this fight's probably over. Because now your tank gets obliterated before the trance comes out. And to be fair, Cox could have dropped trance a lot earlier. He drops it like well after Tizzy died, and he drops it way after Tizzy starts taking significant damage. And they would have heard the Tac Visor get popped, so I don't really think there's an excuse there. I think that Tac Visor just, or not the Tac Visor, that Transcendence from Cox just needs to come out earlier. There's really no other way around it. Oh, closer switch to Lucio. Okay. Yeah, closer switch to Lucio because it's easier to stall on Lucio than it is Zen. Because he can do that, jumping around on the little wall there on that sign. And just, like, be obnoxious. Yeah. And at this point, it's like RunAway keeps trying to take this fight. And yeah, they're getting a couple kills here and there. But the respawns in GC Busan are going to be too overwhelming. There's basically no way you actually convert this fight after you've used all your ultimates. Because... once Hoxel has used his ult and hasn't picked up like a few kills, you just don't have the power really to take these fights anymore. Yeah, and sure enough, they're backing out. I think they could have backed out probably 30 seconds earlier, and it potentially could have bought them another attack. Because at a certain point, you need to be able to recognize that you're not realistically going to take that fight. God, and Hurek keeps doing this, and they keep not answering him. Watch the Soldier right here, just runs off to the side. And he's getting ready to go up into the flank there. So he's holding this position here because there's like the pathway here, right? And if he gets dove from this side, he just runs back to his supports. And if the members of RunAway dive this way, he just runs this way and gets up onto the high ground and then hits them from the back. So this position just gives him options. And a lot of the best positions that you can hold in Overwatch give you options, essentially. Like, the reason why the tanks being up here on the high ground is so good is because they can stay and fight, or they can just drop down, right? It gives them options. As well as, of course, that position, like we talked about earlier, allows Hagopune, of course, to just shoot them and heal them. So, this position from Hurek is really good. Yeah, because Hurek can also contribute if they go through that door up there, even. Ooh. Or Hagopune can just beat DPS on a... Oh, here comes the Nano Monkey. And... oh, no. Nano Monkey says hello to Lucio, and no one can protect him. So, yeah. Nice. A little split spawn on Tizzy there. That was really well done from GC Busan. Let me see. I want to go back and look at this. So... the reason why this is well done is not the Nano Monkey. It's the combination of Nano Monkey come flying in, as well as, we can see right here, this is a Biotic Grenade from Hagopune. So, does... oh, it gets eaten. Does it get eaten? Yep, it gets eaten. Okay, so the Biotic Grenade gets eaten. And... yeah, the Biotic Grenade gets eaten because Janu just throws up the defense matrix, and honestly, he probably didn't... I mean, okay, it's a good thing he did throw up the defense matrix, to be fair, but Profit was the only threat there. Although you are worried about Profit, of course. But... and this is kind of interesting what Busan is doing, because Profit has the mobility to be on the point and then get up, up this stairwell to contest this high ground here, right? So one of the things that I actually want to point out that I bet most of you were not paying attention to while we're looking at all this is the fact that Stitch and Hureg are dueling on the side again. And this is a duel that Hureg is pretty confident in taking because you drop the Biotic Field, and the Biotic Field heals for 200 health. And so that effectively kind of makes you like, somewhere in the realm of like a 300 to 350 health character, right? Because obviously you're not going to take full 200 damage, right? But it makes you a lot tankier than you actually are. So Hureg is free to take this fight, and Stitch has to be very careful because if Hureg hits, one headshot and then Helix Rocket, Stitch is dead. If he hits 2 shots and Helix Rocket, Stitch is dead. If Stitch, gets hit by a splash damage from the Helix Rocket and a headshot and a body shot, he's dead, right? There's a lot of combinations that very quickly kill the Tracer player there. As well as, of course, Hureg doesn't have to go that far to get back to his supports. So, and Hureg holding this flank is really important because that means that Stitch doesn't get to come in and get onto the back line of the supports there. And this is something that the casters, you can't blame the casters for not pointing it out because obviously this is where most of the action is happening, right? There's no way they're not going to be talking about what's happening in that circle there. But this is still important to note is that these side battles are very important in Overwatch. The difference between Hureg losing this fight and winning this fight is Ana being alive or dead, or at least Ana being able to heal the players up here or not. Because, if Tracer's in her face, she's not going to do anything. So, anyways, the Biter Grenade gets eaten, which means that this goes a lot better for RunAway than it could have otherwise. Honestly, it could have been a lot worse if they were all, heal denied. But Lucio eventually goes down. Prophet's able to get around and kind of chase him. Prophet does kill Cox, and we saw up here when this dive initially happens, Cox was pretty far forward actually, because Cox jumps this way a little bit. And he's actually, he's right here, but he is pretty far forward. He's the closest one to Prophet, actually. And he gets chunked really hard. And the jump from Winston actually pushes Cox that way out of the defense matrix. This, all the red particles here. So Prophet's able to kill him. So that was really good. And then, of course, Gesture just walks at the Lucio. And Prophet does manage to get around, but and that's good communication, right? Honestly, from Gesture to say, hey, the Lucio's going this way, and Prophet just, all right, cool, cuts him off. So yeah, really sick dive from GC Busan. Really sick dive. I might do that play as a full breakdown video and talk about that more in depth and highlight, Hureg defending this side. And it's different because normally a lot of time you have Tracer protect your flank. And that's a lot of the time GC Busan even uses Prophet to protect their flank, but they're using Hureg to do it in this situation. Ooh, how does... Oh, man. Wait, Cox just God, Cox is so fucking good, dude. Look at this. I'll just draw a line so you can kind of see it. But here, that little blue silhouette is Hagopune. And watch this. Just, doop, gone. Cox just hits him with a right click, and he's just gone. So Stitch now, he kind of comes in, and he's like, wait, oh, the Ana is dead. He almost, doesn't believe it. He looks for the Ana there. That's pretty hilarious. And then this is the fight that RunAway has to be able to take. Because you found the initial pick. Yeah, Hagopune has respawned, but you have the pressure advantage now. Because, now you're starting to get kills in your favor. Hureg has gone down. The Diva mech. Oh, wow. Hoxall gets that kill. Nice. Yep. Cool. Cool. Oh, man. And this is a really good flank, actually. So when Hagopune respawns, we can't see it now. Can't see it right now. But Hagopune respawns and comes out of this door here and immediately goes up. And he's right here. So this play from Hagopune is so sick, but it's unfortunate that no one was able to follow up on it because we see Contest comes in from Lucio and Contest comes in from Winston. And this biotic grenade, because everyone is looking at Winston right now, right? Absolutely everybody, Jono included. And because it's just Winston in your face, Johnny's not going to throw up Defense Matrix. Defense Matrix blocks no damage from Winston whatsoever, and there's no other threats on the field right now. So he's just shooting. But this biotic grenade is what? 1, 2, 3, 4-man biotic grenade, I think? I'm pretty sure it's a 4-man biotic grenade because Cox is here, so he doesn't get hit. Maybe that's a 5-man. No, it's a 4-man because there's Stitch. Okay, yeah, I couldn't see Stitch. So it was a 4-man biotic grenade though. 4-man biotic grenade is insane. And imagine if the rest of GC Busan was there to take this fight now. You just crush that fight. But unfortunately, there's nothing else there. So Hago, oh man, that sleep dart was sick too though. And Cox once again just kills him though. Cox is, oh my god, Cox's Zen is so good. I legitimately think Cox's Zen is up there with some of the likes of you know, Chipsijin and Unko and stuff. You know, he's the sheer amount of just like picks he's found in this series is ridiculous. And his performance is very steady, as well as, you know, he can also play Ana for you, and he can fucking play like Pharah and Soldier if you need him to. He plays Widow on the next map on Gibraltar. You know. But anyways, RunAway gets a minute on the clock, so that's pretty good. Come on. So, minute on the clock. It at least buys you, you know, some time to get a second attack in. But realistically, you're still trying to hold Busan, of course. Does Hurek go for this one? I don't remember, actually, if he actually plays McCree. The McCree here is kind of weird, because there's not really much to set up the McCree. There's not really a lot of the same, like, you know, that we're seeing sometimes with, you know, a Ryan Zarya, you know, where it's like this, like, slow anti-dive comp. God, I keep mixing up DPS players, but only the DPS players. Hureg. Hureg is a little bit on his own here, because his tanks aren't going to necessarily be peeling for him super heavily. Ooh, that was a good try at the flashbang. Did he see the defense matrix down? I think he did, but it gets put up. Or maybe, actually, no, I take it back. I think he just missed that. Never mind. I'm pretty sure he thought the tanks were closer than they were. Stitch gets into the back line, though, and no one had dealt with him, and still no one has dealt with him. He's still back here, just being annoying. Okay, he does get killed there. He gets a Discord Orb plus headshot, which means that he just instantly pops. I'm pretty sure, at least. Okay, no, he gets hit by something, and then Hureg body shots him, I think, with the Discord Orb. But anyways, so they're able to push in, because Stitch got the one kill in the backline, but that was about it. If he converted to, like, another kill, then maybe that play works. But the problem is then he gets picked himself. So it ends up being, like, a neutral kind of play, right? It's a 1-for-1. But RunAway managed to contest, like, just before that tick mark. And Hagopune got split somewhere. Well, Gesture goes down first, of course. Because Gesture dives in pretty aggressively into that room. And I don't think he had a healing orb on him. Yeah, Gesture had no healing, so that was pretty aggressive, and Huoyo wasn't in a position to defend him either. And then Hagopune gets killed because the rest of GC Busan is like retreating through the main door here, and Hagopune's up on the high ground, so he just gets killed. So they have to back off now. You lost 2 members, you know, blah blah blah, 4v6, you know the drill. I think I just said like 3 times. It's pretty bad. This is why I'm not a professional commentator, everyone. Because I don't know how to speak English properly. I can write English properly, generally speaking. My editors might disagree, but... oh my god, that's hilarious. And this, kids, is why Dragon Blade to Transcendence does not work. He's like, it does so much damage, and all of it gets healed instantly. That was kind of a weird Deadeye. I mean, it zoned off the Tracer and the Genji, right? Because they were both like, oh shit, if I walk forward, I'm just going to get Deadeyed. So that's not horrible, but... Okay, that was actually, I remember this. It was really funny, because Tizzy comes in, he's like, alright, I'm going to, disrupt this McCree, and then he just, like, knocks him up to the high ground, and Kurei's like, oh, sick! Like, now I'm on the high ground, and I can just, like, fire damage in. Oh, man. Yeah, that's not what you want. Oh, man, Hureg gets killed by the support duo up here. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about this. So, we see Hureg right here. And he actually does tumble forward, if I remember correctly. Yeah, tumbles back in. While this fight's all going on, he's like, all right, this fight on the objective is going well for us, Prophet blinks to the other side of this bell to hide from the self-destruct, but also be able to kill Johnny when he tries to get back in the mech. But Hura gets killed by the supports. And then Cox and Bumper here put on a really good little display where they keep pressuring players, and like they're absorbing a lot of time from the members of GC Busan. And they take a long time to die. Like, Cox finally goes down. Bumper still isn't dead. And that kind of, like, distraction from them allowed them to get back onto the point, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Because they had... While they were chasing the supports here... Yeah, while they were chasing the supports, because they had people off, there were a lot of times where they only had 1 or 2 players on the point. So they're not capping as fast as they, could have been, right? Oh, man. Yeah. I don't think it matters. I'm pretty sure they lose this follow-up fight anyways, but... Oh, another flashbang. That does not work. And that one does get eaten. Ooh, okay, that's good. That's good. I like the Deadeye. He pops a Deadeye, he realizes there's a Diva there, there's no one else. And when the defense breaks down, he says, fuck it, I'll just do a couple hundred damage. Might as well. Gets him. Ooh, gets slapped. Alright. So that was a bad Dragon Blade, by the way, from Hoxall. That was pointless. You were already going to lose. There's no way you bring that back. So, GC Busan actually has had a really good shot at snowballing this, because they had both support ults, actually. And if, Pulse Bomb found a kill, like, this fight's pretty much in the bag. But Cox is going to get his own trance here in a second. Yeah. So, oh, that sucks. Yeah, you hope for more from the Pulse Bomb, as well as the fact that GC Busan got nothing done while both their support ults were running is pretty brutal. Basically means that you're not going to win that fight. Because then RunAway, because basically the rule of thumb is whenever you get to drop an ultimate later than the enemy team and you don't all die, you win. So that includes, Primal Rage, right? That includes, Transcendence, Nano Boost. If you're able to survive their usage of the ultimate and then you get to use yours, they don't have, that same power to kind of, contest you with. So generally speaking, you just win. Ooh. Man. Hugopune almost killed him. Hugopune almost did what Cox has been doing the whole series and just nailing a right click out of nowhere. So, okay. I'm actually not so much of a fan that these two are holding together, because if, for example, Huyal were to throw a self-destruct back into this corner, they're both either forced out right forward or they're just going to die. So I'm not a super big fan of that, and because Cox could right now be fighting from the bottom of the stairwell here. Oh, whoops. Whoops, the highlighter, the pen. He could be fighting from the bottom stairwell, looking up, healing somebody, throwing orbs up, and doing damage still. So Cox could be by this door here, and Bumper could be there. It's kind of a small nitpick, but and that biotic grenade, this biotic grenade hits. This time when the Ana throws the biotic grenade all the way up, we see it right there from Bumper. Here's the biotic grenade. And this one connects onto both tanks. So neither tank is getting healed now. And Gesture goes down for it. Hurag goes down. Oh, I guess Hurag must have got hit by that too, because he had the Ana assist on him. And Huyal, poor Huyal, had both Discord Orb and biotic grenade on him. So yeah, he loses the mech. Jumps off the map, doesn't mess with any of the trying to get mech back stuff, just jumps off the map. They still have 3.5 minutes, so it makes sense that he's like, fuck it, I'll just jump off the map. So GC Busan, though, pretty much everything up for them going into this, but they do not have the positions they probably want. The tanks for RunAway are holding the high ground. Hoxall was holding kind of up in the center area, right? Hoxall was kind of bouncing around here. He's right there right now. The tanks are up on the high ground. Stitch is the one on the flank. Once again, the Tracer's on the flank. The supports are in a pretty safe position back here. So it's, it's all looking all right. Hoxall, though, I don't remember if he dies here. He's definitely pretty far forward. And he leaves the line of sight from his supports, but he manages to get back up without dying. Oh, that's right. Yeah, this is the super sick sleep dart on Gesture. The Winston bubble goes down, and he just gets immediately sleep darted. And that basically kills all the momentum. Okay. So Hurray drops down to the side. I don't know if that was accidental or intentional. I'm assuming it was intentional because no one was there to hit him off to the side, right? So he comes off to the side right at the same time that Hagopune goes in with Trance. And the Winston goes in, right? And the Diva goes in and everything. But Hurrig's doing nothing. Now he's in position to do something. I don't know. It just feels wasteful because it feels like you wasted time on Hurrig because it feels like Hurrig wasn't doing anything for a lot of that. He should have stayed on the bridge, is my point, and just walked forward with the Transcendence. They're not winning this. Yeah, you're not winning that, unfortunately. Oh, especially. Wow, that was really sick, actually. Damn, Stitch did a lot of damage really quick there. But yeah, that was another one of those situations where it's like, okay, you got a few kills, but you're not overwhelmingly winning, so you need to just reset. Once like the Transcendence was burned from GC Busan and the tanks went down, Hure honestly should have just backed off. He shouldn't have been trying to go for anything there. There's no point. I guess maybe he wanted to switch to Soldier, so he's like, fuck it, I'll just like die. I guess. I don't know. Soldier is a better option here, I think, though. And you see the adaptation they immediately make. Instead of going through mid, right, when they had the McCree, they're coming up through the high ground, and they're trying to set the Soldier up onto the high ground. Ooh, nice. That was a good pulse bomb. Pulse bomb allows for the Diva mech kill. But yeah, they're trying to set Hureg up on the high ground now, which is what you should do. And it's a good adaptation, but I'm actually amazed that they got. How did they? Now that I think about it, because they were in a pretty good point. They were in a pretty good position here. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I'm like, Tizzy had nano boost. They had a nano monkey in their face, but Johnny. That's right. I totally forgot about the pulse bomb. So they lose the Diva, and then once the nano wears off, obviously Tizzy isn't quite as tanky. So down he goes. Cox. Did Cox have trance? Okay, no. Cox got trance right after Tizzy died. Okay. I was like, wow, we should have dropped that trance to save Tizzy, but he didn't have it. So he's just using trance to stall right now for a few seconds. That few seconds is probably worth it. Oh, that biotic grenade was so good. The biotic grenade denied the healing off the Transcendence onto a couple people. And it forced them to back off. Because normally when you have Transcendence, you want to be moving forward. You're like, we have so much healing, we're not going to die. But they had to drop back. And then, GC Busan, GC Busan goes back into the sound barrier, but they're not even able to get anything off of it. Okay, sure, Huyal. Yeah. Tizzy was in a promo rage, so you know that there's no bubble, so you drop that sound barrier, sure. Oh, God. Alright, Bumper's on hasn't been too shabby either. Right, Hureg is alive though, and he has Tac Visor. He did not fall from that. He needs to either demech Janu because you have to demech Janu. There's nothing else that's gonna bait out the Olive Defense Matrix. But Gesture gets killed. Holy shit, Cox, please. Fucking hell, please, dude. Oh, man, Prophet's just sitting around like, I need healing. Alright. Damn, that was brutal from Hawks. Okay, wait, so let me see, where did this... Gesture gets chunked super low, hides around the corner. He is being healed? He is not being healed. Gesture's only being healed by Lucio. Okay, so where was Gesture? Gesture was on the high ground, only being healed by Lucio right now. And the pulse bomb doesn't stick on him, but he tries to get away from it. He takes a lot of damage from it, and then the Tizzy just immediately kills him. Okay, with the nano monkey. There's basically no hope there. Yeah, and Johnny had the defense matrix in the right place, so they were able to block most of that soldier damage. And when he did peek, Cox had the right click charge up. And once again, though, Cox is just like finding kills himself. Oh, man. All right. That was really good. That was a really good last fight. Johnny had, because, here, right now, Hawksell comes forward with the reflect, you know, buys a little bit of time, and then Johnny's able to come forward with the defense matrix there. And Cox kills him, yeah, but even if Cox didn't kill him, the defense matrix was in place to protect and block the rest of his damage. And poor Prophet has to just, like, chill, because Hagopune died, so he's not getting any healing. And I don't know where Closer is either. I don't know. Closer got killed somewhere, but... It was good attempts from GC Busan. I think maybe they stuck on the McCree a little bit long. They kept trying to get like these Deadeyes off, and the Deadeyes weren't really doing anything. As well as when you have the McCree and you're trying to play... when you have McCree and like Zen Lucio and you're trying to play this like straight up go through mid and like, you know, just take control kind of by force strat that they were doing, the combination of Zen Ana from RunAway is really going to hurt. So you need to set up on the high ground a little bit better. And I think they only tried to go on the high ground like once, maybe twice, while they were attacking from Busan. RunAway's attack also struggled a little bit at times, because Stitch wasn't able to make much happen on the flanks against Hureg. I think Hureg was playing that flank, playing on the flanks really well. But in the end, of course, RunAway was able to get the cap. So, RunAway, RunAway, hooray, RunAway takes map 3. So they go up in the series 2-1. And this was the part where they were like super happy and like Runner comes into the booth, I think. Yeah. And he was super happy and they're all just like kind of tearful stuff. And watching live, I remember thinking like, damn, maybe RunAway will actually win this. I went in predicting that Busan would, but I was like, you know what, RunAway's up. They're looking just that little bit cleaner than Busan right now, as well as like their spirits are high. I'm like, you know what, maybe they will take it. But as we see moving forward, that was not to be the case. So, but that was the third map in the series. Thank you guys for watching. The rest of the videos will be coming soon. Bye.